I don't have the date because we got to finalize, the petition.
All right, 5:30. I will call the regular City of White Lakes Council meeting for Tuesday, August 25th to order. Roll call, please.
Councilor Grams?
Here.
Jarvala?
Here.
Ekman? Matheson?
Here.
And Mayor Scott.
Here.
Everyone's here.
All right, sounds good. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to read through that? Any comments or questions for anything in there? Hearing none, I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So
Motion from Councilor Jarvala. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Councilor Matheson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving on to the Guests and Citizens Forum. We'll start out with Bolton and Mink. They have a presentation that maybe Jake wants to speak to a little bit.
Absolutely. So good evening, council, and thank you for having us come back. So we were able to complete the work to prepare an informational video for the Phase 2 project for the expansion of water service to White Lakes. And so I'd like to present that video today. We'll play it on the screen, and we also can share the links so everybody can see where it's at. And I'd say once the council has had adequate time to review and approve it, we would like to start using this for distribution purposes. We can put it on the website and use it in other sort of media applications to continue the story of what's being done here in White Lakes to get good, clean water source. So. See here, the audio is not working. So that's the end of the video, and at the end of it, we do have links to the website that's now available for the City of Hoyt Lakes to kind of provide updates on the project, where things are at from a design and even construction standpoint on the Phase 1 and Phase 2 projects. So,
Good job, guys.
Yeah, thanks for putting that together, and kind of the main piece with this video and then the other informational pieces is to inform legislators and those different people within the state and then the feds to hopefully get the point across that we're needing some help with funding of the project. So that's kind of the next piece. We've gotten to towards the end of engineering and those different sorts of things. Now the next piece is getting the funding to make it happen. So I think that is a good succinct video that just gets the point across what the issue is and what the solution is. So I think, yeah, you guys did a good job putting that together.
well, thank you. And we appreciate Dave, Josh, and Mayor Scott yourself for just taking part of this, and it is a fantastic story, so.
Any questions for Jake on the video or the other informational pieces moving forward? Yeah, hearing none. I guess, do you have like a rough timeline on just kind of things moving forward?
Next couple months, we'd like to have all the poster boards developed, especially for, as we're talking about another funding season coming up later this year, specifically with legislators. I know right now they're concerned with elections, but obviously after that, I think they get to work. And so we're targeting having all those poster boards, which, as Sarah had talked about prior, includes some of cost analytics. So we looked at what you are paying to treat this water currently compared to other systems regionally, whether that's up here or even in the metro area, and showing how there's a large kind of gap there between the costs that you guys pay, the City of Hoyt Lakes pays specifically in relation to other communities, along with some information on like aesthetics, what water looks like, perception. So we do have a lot of that information coming, and there'll be some 24 by 36 large posters that we can print and plot, and you can take to anything such as like St. Louis Capital County Days, to when you go meet with legislators, one-pagers, all that information to give you tools to have these conversations.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you for putting that together. And at some point, if you need some sort of formal approval or whatever, just reach out. But yeah, thanks for putting that together. But I think later on you have some like an agenda item. So is there anything else that we need to know about kind of informational piece? Okay, sounds good. All right. So moving ahead with the agenda, is there any other guests or citizens that wish to speak at all? Hearing none, we'll move into reports from city staff. City Administrator Weiberg.
You might have noticed in your packet that there. A little bit of a update on leads. I think you guys were talking about it just before the meeting started, but we are one step closer to getting that thing completed, so that's good. No, other than budget season's here, so looking forward to the next couple meetings.
Sounds good. Moving on to City Attorney Lewicki.
Nothing tonight.
All right, sounds good. So moving ahead to reports from elected officials, Councilor Grams.
Nothing to report tonight.
All right, Councilor Jarbala.
As far as the East Range Water Board goes, we're still waiting, Jake can attest to that, for the quotes to arrive from the CMARs. Dave Skelton on the local board retired recently. The board is going to be searching for a treasurer. The Superior National Forest Scenic Byway, the tour that was scheduled for August will be held in September. We'll travel from Toymie School to Silver Bay, and another one will be scheduled to come north for that direction. It's just to check out different sites that are out there on the Scenic Byway. And then I got a new app printout by the Assistant Fire Chief Ekman regarding fire department responses for engines and time of day, responses during the week, what times the apparatus is going out, how many calls they've been on, right down from engine number 1 down to the rescue boat. I'll leave these on the table if anybody wants to take a look at them. it's a way that they can track what's actually happening down at the fire hall. He said he talked to you about
Yeah,
it.
he did. And I mentioned that maybe on a quarterly basis, or monthly's probably too much, but maybe on a quarterly basis that
Yeah.
we throw it in the council packet.
It'd be nice to see it. It's like I said,
Yeah, it's a
with
good report. And the ambulance reports will be coming at some point too as well, now we switch providers. So there's some pretty nice reporting functionality in that.
when you say providers,
Well,
For
the
the billing?
collection, the billing service.
okay. Other than that, that's all I got.
All right, yeah, very interesting. Thanks for, looking into it. I'm on the department, and I've never seen these graphs and things like that, so it's actually.
Kevin said he just got them out.
Okay. So yeah, those
I'm
are,
assuming you're gonna get copies and they're gonna discuss it down there and.
there's some really cool graphs and figures and stuff in there. So yeah, thanks for,
He
putting that
knew
on
I
the
was
radar.
trying to get reports from the police chief
Oh,
also, I think that's.
so, yeah, if they can do it, hopefully, the PD can do it too, so. Is that everything from you tonight?
That's all I got.
Perfect, sounds good. Moving on to Counselor Ekman.
We held another little farmer's market down at the Point over the weekend, and lots of really good community feedback saying you need to do all these a lot more. And then I went to a library board meeting last week, and they're working on their budget to present to us.
Okay. All right, thank you. Counselor Matheson.
Nothing for me tonight.
All right, thank you. From me, I think just one kind of bigger update, because I know I've been asked a couple of times about it. So I know that residents living over by the Bose School had gotten flyers of some sort, just saying that the land was going up for public auction. I had talked with Dean about it, and we had been talking with the county about us just purchasing that land directly from them, not it going up to public auction. So we were kind of surprised by that. So I had reached out directly to the county, just kind of expressed my feelings about that. And it sounded like that it was just a mistake, that was kind of an oversight on their part. So they didn't do it intentionally. So they did kind of fix that and took it off the list for the public auction. So it's not going up for public auction in September. And yeah, we'll continue meeting with them about just acquiring the land directly from the county, because I think my concern with that going up for public auction would have been just some random person would have bought it and then either would have not done anything with it and just let it become a blight issue, or they would have put some sort of building that people don't want there. So I think in the best interest of the city is us getting it directly and then putting things that the city and then residents want there. Kind of the big thing that we've been talking about is housing, especially just with a lot of the older residents who have approached me about it, just housing geared towards older folks or people that want to downsize, those different sorts of things. So yeah, thank you to the county for fixing that right away, and had their county administrator reach out right away, and Commissioner McDonald reached out right away, just kind of expressing that they were sorry about the issue and were able to fix it right away. So thank you to them. But yeah, that's the only update, that is not going up for a public auction. So. You want to speak to that?
It's still undetermined. You don't think they're probably not gonna have to excavate anymore, but they still haven't done the soil sampling yet as far as our last meeting with them, a couple weeks.
And it sounded like they had thought, the state or whoever thought maybe the fuel had liquefied and sunk into the ground, but it sounded like it was gelatinous and
Yeah.
didn't go anywhere. So hopefully that means that it's not an environmental issue like they had maybe thought it was going to be. So time will kind of tell with that piece of it, and I think we're waiting to hear
Yeah.
from the state on that, the MPCA.
It's in the MPCA's hands now, so,
So
and
yeah,
the counties,
It's kind of
those two.
where we're at. So, so yeah, that's it from me on my end. So we'll move ahead with the agenda. So old business 9.1, that 306 Dorchester request for overdue utility billing. So last meeting we had chatted about it, and just kind of with the votes, it didn't pass, or just didn't have enough votes to either for it or against it. So we're just gonna have to revisit it again tonight. So I think where we kind of ended things and kind of how we've addressed past residents with similar issues was that, I mean, not forgiving it or reducing the bill, more so just kind of stopping with the penalties piece of it. And then having City Administrator Weiberg reach out about like some sort of payment plan, and if the monthly rate or whatever is decided on isn't paid, then it would just get shut off again. So I guess it was just thinking as a way of just maybe getting some costs, because currently I don't think we're getting anything from there right now. And kind of my thought with it was if we did the payment plan or whatever, we'd be getting something over the next handful of months, and then the overdue, the rest of it would be assessed to his property tax, right, Dean? Or get assessed.
Yeah, it'll go on the property taxes in October, mid-October. So then November it'll show up, so. And then once it goes on, once it gets assessed to the property taxes, it starts a clock over again, back to zero.
But it sounded like, yeah, we've had issues with this household before. He had sent us a letter just about the different sorts of issues he'd been running into recently, and of course can empathize with all those unforeseen or unfortunate things that had happened in his life, but it sounded like it's kind of been a chronic issue.
Since our last meeting, has he reached out and talked anymore, or wanted to?
He did call me today and reached out some more, setting something up.
About setting up like a plan, or?
A plan, and he did watch the last council meeting, but he was unable to attend tonight, but he was planning on attending the public forum.
So I guess that's either how we would want to choose to move ahead. I guess on my end, I don't mind either way, really. But I guess it was just the piece where I was thinking getting something right now would be better than getting nothing, and then assessing the rest of it to his tax would be the best thing I would think. But of course, I could be wrong too. And you could see just keeping it off until then, and then assessing all of it to his property tax and keeping it off. I don't know. But those are just my thoughts. Is there anybody on the council that has different opinions, or how they think we should proceed with it? Whether it's just keeping it off, or
What do you mean by keeping it off? Keeping off the
the water.
The late
penalties
fees.
or, and late?
I guess all of it. What were you thinking?
Myself, if there's forgiveness involved, you have to remember, you're putting that burden on the shoulders of every other citizen in town.
Yeah, I don't think, I wouldn't be for forgiving anything. It's just entering in some sort of payment plan, and then.
Yeah, if he wants to enter a payment plan and make monthly payments on it, so be it, but the back money that's owed, I don't believe we should, I abstained from voting for different reasons last month, the last meeting, and I would vote no for abstaining again. If nothing else to break the tie, but I don't think it should be forgiven.
No, and I don't think I was for that. I don't think Sherry was forgiving anything either. It was
What
just,
is the total amount?
It was 2,700.
Yeah, if he wants to come in and do a payment plan,
So I think that's what I would be more.
yeah, I have no problem with that.
Is that how it would work, Joel? Is like entering into a payment plan, he's paying, and then for all the overdue stuff that's still remaining, that would be assessed to the tax. So I think that's the best way to.
But if he starts a payment plan stating that he's gonna pay that $2,700 back, you can't go to a certain point and then say, okay, this is gonna get billed to the taxes. He's made an agreement, signed a contract, that he would pay that entire amount. So, so it's gonna be on that contract. Then I don't think you can put it on the taxes. Would it, correct?
He's saying that additional charges afterwards wouldn't be included.
No.
in the plan. So
But on a payment plan, everything he owes up till today would be on that payment plan.
He's not gonna do a payment plan until the end of the year and then be like, oh, I still owe a bunch, but just have it put on my taxes. And then start from scratch again.
Yeah.
Like, it would still be, he has to make payments on that original contract.
Once he's signed that contract stating he's gonna pay it back, he's gotta pay that back. And everything after that date, if he doesn't pay, then that could be rolled over, but
When you enter into a payment plan, I mean, I would think there should be some lump sum payment, not, I'll give you $50 a month. Like, I feel like there should be
It has
some
to be a
more of a
substantial
substantial,
amount for that
even
month.
if it's $500. I mean, something more than just $50 to start his payment plan. Like, I think there should be a down payment and then a payment plan agreed to, going forward.
So does
Mayor,
the,
I'd recommend checking to see what previous payment plans offered to citizens that are in similar situations and modeling it on that.
okay.
We do have a couple examples. Recent examples.
So yeah, if we want to enter into the payment plan, we would just make a motion to, direct City Administrator Weiberg to model that after the other payment plans we've done before. So is that kind of what folks think is a good idea, or just saying no and then keeping it off and having it assessed to his taxes? I guess either way, I'm neutral. I don't care either way.
I'd say give him a chance to make the payment plan, sign up for that, and then if he doesn't do that, then the whole thing can be rolled over onto the property taxes.
Okay. Does that sound good for everyone else that's gonna vote, not the neighbor who's gonna abstain?
Yeah, I'm abstaining.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't the motion last meeting to not charge the fees?
Yeah, I made a motion to just quit accruing the fees because
Yeah.
on $2,700, you just keep adding 10%.
Oh, it's gonna
and
multiply
just-
Yeah, the
exponentially.
penalty
It
So that
doubles.
was my, motion was just to stop with the 10%
Okay.
penalty for the meantime, not waive anything that he currently owes.
I think that's what we did in the past too, right? Was just pausing the penalty piece of it.
Yeah, for the most part.
Like when they enter into the payment plan, one of the stipulations was that you don't accrue the 10%.
And then, yeah, if it's
Sounds
not
familiar.
paid, then, yeah, we shut it off again, and then just everything gets rolled into the taxes, so. I think, yeah, I mean, giving that chance and then getting something now, funds-wise, is, I think, a good idea, but,
What are you thinking of, Sherry, like a $500 down payment, or, I mean,
I don't know, I mean, even if it's like just 2 months of the bill up front, I mean, what's the bill, 180, 160? 180? Like, if, something, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know, 500 might be a little unreasonable in this situation, but it should be maybe like 2 months worth of utilities or something, around that amount, $400. If he doesn't agree to it, then, he doesn't agree to it, but
right.
I can offer it at least.
Joel, did you say that once he entered into a payment plan, we couldn't assess in October?
I would need to look, I would need to look and see
Yeah,
what the contract is, what it assess it. Because if so the concern would be if we enter into a contract with him for a repayment plan, is it still considered outstanding and
Right.
unpaid to be able to assess it? I don't know that we're able to do both at the same time.
okay. Tricky.
If we like tabled it and gave you the chance to look into that, do you think that's sufficient, or just so we can have some of those, questions out there answered? I think that's a good idea. What do
And then-
folks think about that, just tabling it for now and then addressing it again once we have some of those answers?
Should Dean contact him and see if he's willing to go into a payment plan?
You told me today you would, and then he'd also go direct deposit, automatic pay. So,
He didn't give an amount or anything?
yeah, it was about 300.
per month?
Yeah, until he got caught up, something like that.
So I'll just make a motion to table it, and then we get some of those questions answered, and then we'll follow up again next meeting. Because I'd rather have the answers to some of those questions rather than just not having answers and just making a decision tonight. And whether that's doing a payment plan or not, whatever, we're just still kind of in the same boat for now. So I'll make a motion to table that for the next meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Counselor Jarvala. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And then Jill, you just want to abstain for that, or?
Yep, I'll abstain.
Jill will abstain. All right, that's it for old business. We will move into new business. EMS Director Olmsted had to go on an ambulance call, so she might be coming in late. So let's just skip 10.1 and 10.2 for now. And then if she shows up tonight, great, and then we'll just go back to those things. And if she doesn't, then we can just table them for the next meeting. I think that's a good game plan. So let's skip 10.1 and 10.2 for now and move on to 10.3, request for proposals for construction manager at risk for the East Range water system expansion. And we'll have Jake speak to that.
All right, so included in your packet today is a request for proposals that was developed. We met with Dean, Dave, Josh, and the technical committee and reviewed the document. They had a little bit of feedback and we did incorporate. So again, in front of you with that contract, we have the contract itself that will be posted online, along with the ad for bid, which is a singular page that will go out into the side of the room. So what we're proposing for this bid period would be a 3-week review period for firms that would like to basically respond to the request for proposal. And some of the critical dates, so if you go to page 9 of the RFP specifically, that provides you a schedule of when we would be looking for bidding, when the proposals would be due, a period for conducting CMAR interviews, along with potential council award, and ultimately when plans and specs will be reviewed by the CMAR going into 2027 with potential acquisition of the guaranteed maximum price in November of 2027. So the request for a proposal provides the project background, some scheduling, funding discussion, along with scoping of the pre-construction phase, the construction phase, and the project administration phase. So overall, you would bring the CMAR on in the pre-construction phase. They would work with us on cost modeling for the project. And then they would eventually move into the construction phase when the city was ready to construct this project. So that might be a few years out. But obviously we can have some more conversation on that when that comes to fruition, once the funding's in. These CMARs are familiar with the funding requirements. We include that in the RFP. And they're also familiar with any of the requirements, whether it's BABA, Build America, Buy America, Build America, or American Steel, those sort of things. We did also include the project labor agreement that the council requested to be included as part of the CMAR contract. Included in this RFP, the last bit of it does have the needs for a selection committee, shortlisting CMARs, conducting the interviews, and selection criteria. So I encourage you guys to take a look through that information if you can. And ultimately, we'll be looking to make this advertisement go live potentially at the end of this week or the following week, depending on council direction.
And then can you remind me of the payment piece of it? Like,
So as part of this contract, for construction manager at risk contracts with firms, a lot of times there is a thing called the pre-construction phase. And those are, part of that phase involves pre-construction services. And what this is this is basically, if you think about it as a cost for either cost modeling or a construction manager to come on early with the engineer and design team, which would be the city, and ultimately make here to work with us to effectively QA/QC the project, provide the cost modeling aspect, and then looking at any sort of scheduling issues in long term. So they could be talking about specific components, those sort of items. But that typically comes in, they have their pre-construction costs, and we're seeing those range from like $15,000 to, I think it's like $25,000 we're seeing a lot of CMARs to date have. Some are higher, some are lower. As part of this request for proposal, we are asking that they provide that pre-construction cost as part of the solicitation, so that can be viewed by the council and the committee when that comes in.
want to speak to as to how the CMAR will not be involved in the transmission line and work done at the booster station.
Absolutely. So with state statute, construction manager at risk contracts are fairly new to the state, but there is one specific part of this project that is not permissible to use in the construction at risk model, and that is the transmission line. Specifically, it has to do with the fact that it is a right-of-way and it is not a vertical structure. The CMAR model is typically used for building infrastructure of that nature. So this contract is specifically towards the water treatment plant and the booster station improvements, but we've asked that modeling or cost modeling of the transmission line be completed as part of the service. So that the construction manager will not be able to take on contracts for that transmission line. That will have to be bid separately in a typical design bid form, but everything else in the plant will come into the CMAR contract and go through that solicitation process.
Any other questions for Jake?
So you said you were looking to post, if we approve this, you're looking to post this by the end of this week?
That would be the goal. We can start the process as soon as this week is decided.
So then I'm assuming, okay. All those dates are weird anyway, that's last year. Would we still try to get them in by August 31st of 2026, the proposals being due?
Yeah, we would target having the proposals due on September 18th.
Okay.
And then after that period, there will be about 2 weeks where we can conduct CMAR interviews. So as part of that process, we are recommending that a selection committee be developed. In talking with the East Range Water Board, the thought is that it would be 2 from the East Range Water Board and 3 from the City of Hoyt Lakes on that selection committee process. And then they would be able to look through each response from construction managers as they're provided. That committee would review those and then score them.
So you need the motion from us tonight then?
Yep, I would be looking for a motion to effectively move forward with the process. And I believe as we kind of reviewed with the technical committee, it didn't seem like there was any issues with the contract. So we could move this forward and anticipate seeing bids in about 3 weeks. As a note, we've already been actually contacted by several firms inquiring of when the timeline was for this project. So I did mention it was in the near future. But it does seem like we have some interest already, as there's been some conversation on the phase 2 project happening from the ribbon cutting of phase of the Aurora Conner White component. So we are starting to see some interest.
I would make that motion in hopes that the city can get better water.
Joel, is there anything that you're seeing in here that's good, bad, or? Okay, sounds good. All right, we have a motion from Counselor Jarvala. Is there a second to approve this notice for kind of request for proposals for the construction
second.
manager at risk? Second from Counselor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving on to 10, thank you, Jake. Moving on to 10.4, Resolution 2026-016, resolution authorizing City of Hoyt Lakes to make application and accept funds from the IRRR for the City Hall parking lot and sidewalk improvements. So we had budgeted for sidewalk and parking lot improvements. With some of the quotes that Kenny was getting back, it was more than he thought it would be, and based on past quotes too, he thought it would be around the same, but just with the kind of costs of things going up over the years, it was more than he was thinking. And then I touched base with Dean about the IRRR having public works grants for this sort of work. So I talked to Dean about applying for a grant to help pay for that. Anything to add, Dean?
No, no, but the project almost doubled in price since the last time it was quoted, so, so we didn't budget nearly enough. There's funding, we have the funds, but we'd have to juggle some things around to get it. We have some for asphalt, and then we have some for this project. If we combine the two, we'd still have it, but, this particular grant's open till actually Friday. I gotta have it in, so that's a kind of a Hail Mary to try to get
This
some
one's a
funding for
matching
it.
grant also?
Mhm.
Is the-
Yeah, it's a
okay.
50/50. And same thing with the very next one.
How much is this for?
This, just the cement work alone came out to about 65 to 68,000. That's what we budgeted for the entire project. So,
And how short are we?
about another 40. So that's what we'll be asking for.
So they're two
From the
separate
IRRR.
grants?
There's no guarantees. I mean, this is kind of a, like I say, long shot at this stage of the game, but.
So yeah, this first, so there's 10.4 and 10.5. So 10.4 is just regarding the city hall parking lot and
Okay.
sidewalks. And whenever we reach out to the IRRR, from my understanding, when Dean fills out the applications, he needs a resolution
Yep,
from the council.
yep.
So I think we've done in the past. I don't remember our last one, probably with the arena stuff, I'm assuming,
Mhm.
but maybe not. So yeah, this just
And
kind of.
for the Ranger Snowmobile Club.
Oh, that too. So yeah, this just allows Dean to go hopefully fill out the application and hopefully get some funds from the IRRR to help fund the project. And if we've budgeted for half of it and they cover half, then hopefully that
Would be in a good
covers everything. So,
I'll make a motion to have Dean apply for it.
right? Yeah, it doesn't hurt. He needs something to do. No, I'm just giving him grief. So we have a motion from Counselor Ekman. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Matheson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving on to 10.5, so something similar, but different. So 2026-015 resolution authorizing the city of Hoyt Lakes to make application and accept funds from the IRRR. So special project, so arena improvements. So this is relating to that 60,000 that Senator Hochschild had gotten for us from the state to help make some further updates to the arena. And like we've talked about before, just adding in some more opportunities to do stuff down there. So Bucky's been looking at a golfing simulator and some exercise equipment and making some updates to that conference room / ref room. So this allows Dean to, and again, this one really isn't like a grant application.
Well,
because,
it still is, but
but it's already ours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
it's
already have it.
yeah, different, but, so this just allows us to, get those $60,000 that Senator Hochschild had gotten for us. So is there a motion for, Dean to fill that out?
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Counselor Ekman. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Grams. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
There's another call, so I don't think
Yep,
Melanie's
so
coming.
Mel had texted again and shared that they had another ambulance call, so she will not be coming to tonight's meeting.
can you see if any of that is time sensitive?
Yeah, we
Those two
probably
things.
should. Don't remember seeing dates.
Well, Jill, are you familiar with this one? With
I'm not.
the ambulance for ride-alongs with the college kids?
No, I kind of scanned over it. I mean, we've always done ride-along.
You have?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, whenever
Yeah,
we
this is
went
renewing the
to.
contract with them.
Yeah, they usually have to have a contract for insurance and all those purposes and stuff like that. I think the college has the insurance, but like when I went to EMT school, we could do ride-alongs.
And yeah, they go to every surrounding EMS department. People did them.
Yeah.
I
Virginia, Hibbing.
I reviewed that one already and got back to Mel on it. That's why it's on for this one. So, from
No
my
issues with-
perspective,
No problems.
Yep.
Looks the same.
Perfect.
So can we approve? that. Well,
Yeah, I mean,
I'll abstain from that one.
so will I. But if Joel was able to read through it and didn't see any major issues with it, and it sounded like it was mostly just an update on old language that they've had from previous years, I don't see any issue in having to do it, or approving it now and not waiting for Mel, so.
You learn a lot on ride-alongs.
Right, no, they're definitely a good opportunity for folks. And then if they have a fun time riding along in Hoyt Lakes, then they might be more inclined to work here, and we're definitely needing some more staff, so. Is there a motion, so that's jumping back to 10.2, so the Minnesota North College Paramedic, Paramedicine, EMT Program Memorandum of Agreement.
Make that motion.
So motion from Counselor Jarvila, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Matheson, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried, and then Jill and I will abstain from that. And then 10.1 is a little bit more involved. I think Mel had came, was it last year or the year before, and kind of explained all of this. Dean, on your end, do you think we should wait for someone from the fire department to come explain it before we look at approving it?
I don't think this one is all that time sensitive, but we did do it last year at budget season. Basically what she has laid out there very descriptively. And so we have to maintain a minimum of the fund. So there's no cost to the city, and it's increasing. You did this last year as well, up to 3,100 from 2,600, which funds that firefighter relief association at 111%, and I think we're required to fund it at 100 and whatever. But it's at no cost to the city. So it's $3,100 per year service for your retirement. But there's a lot of numbers in there, so there's a lot of information.
Is that just something we have to approve in the budget, so by the September, so?
Yeah, we can do it at budget time too. She wanted to get it done early this year though.
But I didn't think the budget mattered, that I wasn't,
No,
the
it
upgrade
doesn't.
wouldn't
It
touch the
doesn't.
city.
Yeah, it doesn't touch the city, but they have to have a resolution to increase it.
Is that, where Melanie sits too, is at that 31? That's where she's comfortable?
And I think that's
Increasing
what
it.
the Relief Association, if I remember correctly, they had voted on it at our last fire hall meeting, was to make that recommendation to the city. From what I remember, don't quote me on it.
And if it goes up, then the city has to put in a part.
Yeah.
If it goes up more than that 31, is what they kind of said.
So then this is through like para type thing?
Yeah.
So we're just saying that when a firefighter retires, if it's after, as long as they're vested and everything, we'll give them more money a month, and it doesn't cost the city any extra?
Right.
I'll make a motion to approve this.
I'll second.
Motion from Counselor Matheson, second from Counselor Jarvila. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
I'm
opposed?
abstaining.
Hearing none, motion carried, and then Jill and I will abstain.
Oh, you're both on fire department?
Yeah. Well, I am, she's,
But somebody let Mel know that we disapproved it before we, no, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I'll text her and
Since
say
she,
that.
since she
Melanie
couldn't
know.
be here, we didn't agree.
Right.
She's probably crabby right now.
Oh, yeah. All right, so yeah, that piece of it was 10.1, so that para stuff was 10.1. So we were able to go back and touch on 10.1 and 10.2. We talked about 10.3, did 10.4 and 10.5, so that is everything on the agenda for tonight, so I will ask for a motion for adjournment.
So,
Motion from Counselor Jarvila, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Grams, all those in favor?
do you want to see that?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. All right, thank you.
Hey, got our battery back.